Hey guys, what's happening? Welcome again to the final cut. Now before we begin, please like, share and subscribe to this channel for more news and current events happening every Tuesdays and Thursdays. Let's go straight to it. So, there are a few things in life that we can be sure about, okay? Death, taxes, and the haze. Every other year, I swear. Back to the haze, it's happening for a couple of reasons. Okay, number one, Indonesian farmers used to slash and burn their lands to clear them for palm and pulp plantations. Okay, but they face a lot of international pressure to stop doing it. Why? Well, because the fires tend to get out of control, and because of the dry season, it causes forest fires, which then causes the haze, which then suffocates the people in Indonesia, Malaysia, and Singapore. Okay, very, very bad news for everyone. Now, it's still uncertain if farmers are entirely to blame for the amount of fire hotspots this time around because Indonesia is getting hit by a really hot spell. A drought has basically hit large parts of Indonesia during this dry season, and to make it worse, there's an El Nino weather pattern that's hitting Indonesia. So now it's going to be hottest from mid-August to mid-September. Currently, 6 provinces in Indonesia is in the state of emergency. Okay, 6,000 over military and police will be dispatched along with planes to fight the fires, and there are a lot of fires to fight. Okay, they've identified more than 135 forest and land fire spots in Sumatra as of 30th of July. So what does this all mean for us here in Malaysia? Okay, that means that places like Kuala Lumpur, Selangor, Putrajaya, and Penang will probably suffer from the haze for at least a week. Here's what you can do according to the Department of Environment Malaysia. If you're not feeling well, seek medical attention immediately if the condition gets worse. Always wear a nose and mouth mask if you're outdoors all the time. Don't go outdoors. Don't do outdoor sports, unless you can do them indoors. Drink lots and lots of water. And I can't believe they've got to put this last one in. Don't do open burning. Duh. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. What can you do to avoid this in the future? Guys, pretty cool things happening. Shift Publica, which is this contemporary visual art exhibition that features 42 Malaysian artists and collectives. It's going to be until this Sunday, 11th of August, okay? And it's completely free, so don't miss out. Another pretty cool thing, Tukar Tangan, okay? Changing hands. Reloved, Recycle, and Renew Market. It's happening in September 7th and 8th from 12 to 7 p.m. And so if you've got any items you want to lelong, you can actually email them to register. And every item there is going to be sold under 50 ringgit. That's a promise, apparently. That's really cheap. Don't miss out on any of these events. Make sure to head down to the links below right after this video. I think it was just last week that we were talking about how Toon M's decision on math and science being taught in English was necessary. This time, Toon M is making Khat compulsory for schools. Now, before you Google on what this Khat thing is about, it's definitely not this. Yeah, I reckon schools will never be the same again if that version of Khat is available in canteens. No, Toon is talking about this. It's the artistic practice of handwriting and calligraphy based on the alphabet and lands, sharing common Islamic cultural heritage. And it includes, of course, Arabic calligraphy, Ottoman, and Persian calligraphy as well. So Toon basically said this, he called it fine art that should be learned. He says it's a good thing to continue on with it. The Ministry of Education is also on board the Khat train, saying that they'll introduce Khat as part of the BM subject for Year 4 students next year. Now, not everyone is down with this, of course. Okay, some are worried that students who are already weak in other languages will now have to learn something totally new. They might struggle. Others feel it also cause them to lose their own language, race, and culture. It won't, of course. You're essentially just learning a new skill, all right? But more importantly, some have asked if it's useful to learn, and I think that's a very fair question. Oh Tong Kyung from Opposition Party Gerakan, he said that they should be focusing on strengthening science, English, technology, and mathematics instead of forcing Khat writing on primary school students. I'm personally surprised that the government has decided to make it compulsory since it could easily be an additional optional subject, just like Mandarin, for example, right? A few people have said, why not teach computer programming instead? And I totally agree, it's the language of the future. But back to Khat, there's talks that it's only going to be a 6-page thing out from an entire textbook, and that it's only an introduction to the art form, and it won't be tested in exams as well. So maybe we're all just overreacting a little bit. Tell me what you think. Should Khat be compulsory in school? Down in the comment section below. Let's talk about sex. Okay, when somebody says, hey, you want to come over and Netflix and chill, usually it's lingo for let's have sex. But if this piece of research is true, okay, then there's a lot more chilling and a lot less sexing than we like to think. Now, this study shows that millennials are having less sex with fewer people than their parents did at the same age.
Young adults and millennials are in the middle of a sex recession.
There's apps to arrange for casual sex within an hour. But despite it all, young people are not having more sex, they're having less.
Thought to yourself, hey, millennials sure aren't having much sex. It turns out you're right.
So how do we know this? Okay, from multiple studies, of course. One recent British study found that 1 in 8 26-year-old is still a virgin. Another one says that 1/3 of American men aged between 18 to 29 they've not had sex one single time in all of 2018. And nearly 60% of modern teenagers are staying virgins until after they graduate, which is a complete reversal of the 1990s when a majority of teenagers had already had sex by prom night. So why is this happening? No one really knows for sure. Maybe it's the fact that millennials aren't getting married as early as their parents used to, or that more millennials are living with their parents instead of being out there on their own due to property prices, so it's not so easy to do it, right? Or, as this study suggests, maybe millennials are just having different changing priorities, right? This study was conducted by online dating site called Match, okay, that's being advised by Justin Garcia, who works as a sex researcher. Pretty cool. He says it's exactly that. Okay, millennials are looking for love and not just random hookups, right? So less sex. They say that 63% of millennials say that finding a steady relationship was their end goal. So it sounds easy enough. But it turns out that the cost of dating is too high to find love. Okay, the survey further said that millennials feel that they need a certain level of financial security before they can settle down. 30% of respondents also said that their financial situation was holding them back from dating and finding love. So, just to recap, they're having less sex because they're looking for love and not hookups, and that it's hard to look for love because it's getting more and more expensive to date. That's all the data from all these other different countries, but it got me thinking about the situation here in Malaysia. What do you think it's like? Are millennials having less or more sex? Comment down below. Alright guys, that's all the time we have here for today. Please let us know if we left out anything at all. Are you enjoying it? You're not enjoying it? Any criticisms? Let us know, okay? Comment down below. We'll promise we'll read each and every single one of them. Love, peace, and chicken grease, guys. I'll see you all on the next time of the final cut.